out really cute. It's nice and big, so an oversized, which is good for costumes, so people can really see what it is.
So this is how much I got done on the pattern test yesterday.
It has been a hard couple of days since I last spoke to you. Hi everyone, welcome to this week's vlog. I hope you've all been well. I want to thank all the people that left me comments last week. It was so nice to be welcomed back into this space. And hello to all the new subscribers. It is really nice to know that some people appreciate my vlog style, and I felt very kind of rusty last week, so to have a few people join up really lifted my spirits. So we've got a little bit planned for this week, and let's get into it. Hi friends, I hope you're all well. It is Thursday today, and I thought I would just check in and let you know what I have been working on. So yesterday I was working on a couple of things. I had a bit of like admin email stuff to do in the morning, and then I had some things to make for my niece. So she has a book week coming up in August, I think it is, and she has picked out a costume already. And when she showed me, oh, Buddy's come to say hi, by the way. Buddy, can you look up? You say hi. You come to see what all the noise was about. It's just me talking. Okay, baby. Oh, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. You're so sweet. Sweet boy. My niece has book week coming up, and she is going as a book character. So if you're not in Australia, I don't know if they have book week in other parts of the world, but every year the school children, all the schools around Australia, they celebrate book week, which is like a chance for them to celebrate books, look at books more, characters. They do a lot of book related activities, and it's a really fun time. And usually to top it off, they have a book week parade where the children all dress up. No, not just the children, the adults as well dress up, and they wear a costume from a book. It can be their favorite book, or it can just be any costume from a book. And they do a little parade, and sometimes they have prizes for best dressed. So it's a really fun time in Australian schools, and my niece has decided she's going to go as a book character, and I think its name is Detective Beans. It's a dog who is a little detective, and it's like a little graphic novel, and part of the book, he has a little ice cream that he's holding, and I saw the cover of it when she was showing me what her costume was going to be, and I said, oh, do you want me to make you a ice cream out of crochet for your costume? And she was really excited about that. So this is the ice cream for her costume. I think it turned out really cute. It's nice and big, so an oversized, which is good for costumes, so people can really see what it is and not get hidden. So that was what I did yesterday, just a little freehand ice cream. It's got some of the little melty bits on it, a few drips. I didn't know whether she'd like those, so I just did it on one side, and then the other side is plain. So if she doesn't like the drips, she can hold it towards herself and show the other side. So a little bit of choice there, but I did show her last night and she was pretty wrapped with the drip bits. So yeah, I worked on that yesterday. So the other thing I made was this little pink penguin, and that is for my other niece who is in grade 6, and she is one of the oldest children in primary school. So if you're not in Australia, grade 6 is kind of like the last grade before you move on to high school in Australia. So we don't have like a middle school or anything like that. We just have primary school and high school. And so being that she's in the oldest group now in the school, they give them more responsibilities. And one of the things they do is they encourage them to look after the younger children. And so when the new children come into school, the preps, they get buddied up with a grade 6 student, and she got buddied up with 2 children, and so they kind of show them around the school, and they just be there kind of like a big brother or big sister in the school environment for them. And so it's one of her buddies' birthdays, and their favorite color is pink, so she asked for me to make one of these for her buddy, which I have done. So that will be going off in the post, so she can give that to her buddy in August as well. And I also got started on making another frog. This time I'm using a little bit bigger yarn because I wanted to see how the pattern would work up. I think this yarn is the Burnett Blanket Mystical. I got it in a mill end, so it didn't have obviously any label on it, but yeah, I think that's what it is. I thought this would be good to try, but it's actually kind of a fluffy yarn, so I found it kind of tricky finding the stitches. It's still worked up fine. I've just got to finish it obviously, but I did make a few little errors. Missed a stitch here and there and had to add one in and stuff. So it won't be a very good representation of what the pattern is in a bigger yarn. So I may have to, when my Modavira blanket yarn arrives from Spotlight, I do have a green in that. So I might try that with a size 7 hook to see what it turns out like, because the stitches will be a lot clearer in that. I just am trying to see if because I've made it in a smaller size yarn, but it is an oh-so pattern, and I just want to see if the tension works the same with a bigger needle, and if things sit the same places, or whether it has to be adjusted a lot. Yeah, just to see whether it would make a good pattern for other people, or whether it's just going to be specific to me. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. But this, yeah, turns out not to be the best to do that process with, but it's going to work out fine anyway, just for like one of my own. So I need to make the arms and the head for that, so I plan to do that today. And the other thing as well, so when I send those things off to my nieces and nephews, nieces and nephews, they're only nieces. I also have a little box of goodies for them of some other little gifts that I've crocheted. So I remember I've made these back at Easter time. So they're each getting a little bunny each. And something that they saw when they visited me last, I had some little coasters, and they requested one of these because I made one for their mum for her desk, and so they both wanted a little coaster to put on their desks as well. So that's going off to them. And also, while I was sick, one of the things that I was working on was actually learning to make some, what do you call them, scrunchies. So I've never done that before, and I tried out a few different, so these aren't quite the same. I kept improving it as I was going. So I found a pattern, and that was using double crochets, and that kind of gave me the general idea, but I didn't like how loose the double crochets were, so I went for like more of a half double crochet for mine, and I think this was kind of one of the final versions of it, and I like the ruffles on this, and yeah, I'm going to give them 2 of them each. And these were the other 2. So I have a ton of this yarn. When I first started crocheting, I did an order online, and I thought this yarn was going to be a lot thicker than it was, and it's the, I think it's called Nap Time yarn at Spotlight. Yeah, I can't quite remember, but it's like a velvety yarn, and it's very fine, and yeah, I used it for a few projects for amigurumi to start with while I was a beginner, but I really don't like it for that. I'm not a velvet person. It shows up the stitches in a weird way for me, and I haven't known what to use it for, but it did work out okay for these scrunchies, and I think at some point down the track I will have to look at some other things to use it for, because it actually feels so nice. Like, it is so soft and lovely, And I'm not someone who likes like crushed velvet and things like that. It usually makes my blood run cold, but this is more like a velour type feel, which I do like the feel of. So yeah, really like the feel of that. So I don't know, maybe down the track I could explore making some other things out of it. But yeah, scrunchies, at least he's going to use it up, because like I said, I have a ton of it. So yeah, I'm just going to pack those things into boxes, write a little note for my nieces to go with it, and then get on to finishing up this guy. And after that, I'm not really sure. I might call it a night after that. Like, I've had a few busy kind of days last week. So I might, you know, have a quiet one tonight and get into things tomorrow. So I'll see how I go. Okay. So I finished off the frog. He kind of looks a little bit weird in this light, but he's really, really, really cute. So got that out of the way. I just remembered I'm doing a pattern test, so I need to work on that a little bit more tonight. So I'm going to get into that when I get back from my walk, and I might update you guys how that's going tomorrow. So that's it for today. I won't get it finished tonight because it is a lot involved in it. So and I'm just happy working on a little bit at a time. So yeah, that's probably it for me checking in, and I'll speak to you guys tomorrow. Hi guys, it is Friday afternoon, and I will quickly show you what I did last night on my pattern test. So, little view out the window, you can see it's a little bit stormy and rainy out there today.
So this is how much I got done on the pattern test yesterday. So I had the head already made, and I just needed to stuff that. But I've got the tail made, the 2 arms, and I'm onto the legs at the moment, and I'm about to join them together and start working on the body. So I've made a bit of progress last night. As I said, look at those stitches. I'm so proud of when I work with acrylic. And my stitches look so cute. So neat and lovely. Like, that's the kind of stitch definition you don't get in the plush yarn. Anyway, so as you can see, I've made a little bit of progress on the bear. I plan to keep working on that today. I have been taking it kind of slow today, and doing some different tasks, so a bit of video editing and a little bit of resting as well, because I am a bit tired today, and that's important to rest when you feel tired. So I have been trying to have a little bit of a quieter, slower paced day today, but I am going to get into a little bit more of that pattern test. I have only got this much yarn, and I think it's plenty because I only have the body left to go, but I don't have any more of that. I don't even know where I got that. I think it was one that I got from like Shiploads, which is like a reject shop type of thing here, like a dollar store. So it's not one that I can just go and find again. So if it doesn't do me for the bear, I might be in a little bit of trouble, and I might have to substitute a different color in there. So we'll see how we go. I did think if I ran out, that I would just start all over again with a different color, but today I'm thinking no. If it's the case that that I don't have enough, I will just have a two-toned bear. That is my thoughts today. But I feel like there's still a heap of that left, and I have got the majority of the bear done. Like, it's only the body to go. So I feel like I'm going to win this
I don't want to jinx myself, but I think I'm going to win with yarn chicken this time. I don't even know if it's yarn chicken because other people might look at that and say that's plenty. I'm just a really poor judge still of how much yarn something takes, especially with this type of amigurumi where it's in the kind of like acrylic, because I don't do it so often. I'm probably better at judging, only slightly better, but better at judging in plush yarn how much like yarn I might need. Whereas for these type of projects, I really have no idea because I do them just intermittently. I actually really like kind of working more with acrylics. I don't know why, but to me, I really love how things look in acrylics or cottons. I haven't tried a lot of cotton myself yet, but I do want to try making some amigurumi in cotton as well. But I love how it looks. I love seeing all the definition that it gives, but I don't think these are as popular with customers. Although I have sold a few things in the past, like previous pattern tests at my markets that I have used acrylic for have sold, but it's not as in high demand as the plush yarns are. People prefer those. I guess they're a little bit more cuddly and nice for kids and things, but yeah, I like both. And I really feel like this challenges my skills a lot more because you're working with a smaller hook and you know, you can't hide things with these stitches. Like, it's all seen, you can't hide it in a fuzzy area. So yeah, I feel like this is a little bit more challenging for me, but a challenge that I do like, and I think practicing makes me better at amigurumi. So yeah, I don't know how I got on that topic, but anyway. So yeah, I'm going to keep going with this, and I will probably check in with you all tomorrow. Yeah, I don't think I'll get this finished tonight. I don't even know how far I'll get with the body because yeah, I'm just feeling a little bit tired today, so I might just do a little bit. I might get sidetracked and do a whole different thing. Let's see. What do you put your money on? That I do my pattern test or that I get sidetracked? We'll find out tomorrow. All right, catch you all. Bye. Hi everyone, it's Saturday and I thought I would check in with you all and show you what I got done yesterday. What did you guess? Did you think I was going to stick with the tester or do something else? Well, I can tell you that I did stick with the tester. So I got the arms finished and the tail, and no, I already had those done, I think. I just did the body and attached it to the head, and now I've just got the arms to attach. I still need to make the ears, but I'm going to have a little break from that because I'm kind of a little bit nervous about attaching the arms because they're going to be kind of a little bit tricky. It's going to be sewing in a little small space. So I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that today. So I might do some more of the actual crocheting of the pattern. So I've still got to make an apron, the ears, a muzzle, a hat, and the little cake. So I might do some more of that after. But I also got accepted to another pattern test, and I'll show you what colours I'll be using for that. So just hold on. So, okay, here are the colours. I wonder if you know what that's going to turn out to be. It's really great to be getting back into the pattern testing. I've had a little break because when I am tired, I can't do a good job of it. I don't want the deadlines. I don't have the focus to go through someone else's pattern and look for mistakes. So now that I'm feeling a little bit better and I haven't started my move yet, I can do a couple, but and then I'll have to stop again because yeah, we put the move off. I don't think I told you guys this in the last video. I think I cut it out because I'd run out of time. So when I was sick, we had to delay the move. So that, as you can tell, all my stuff in the background is not packed up because yeah, I was unwell and that packing didn't get done, and like I just wasn't in a well space to move. And my husband, he was able to keep working where he is for a bit longer, so that's what we decided to do, is to keep going. And we're going to be now that I'm feeling better, we're going to get into that coming up in the next few weeks. So that is what's happened. If you're wondering about this move I keep talking about, why it hasn't happened, that's why. Yeah. So yesterday when I was so tired, I couldn't work out why I felt so tired. I completely forgot. It was very self-inflicted. My hubby and I had gone to bed, and then we got the sillies. Well, you know, where you're looking through reels and you start to find them funny, and then it just cascades, and then you just in fits of laughter, and we were just sending reels back and forth to one another, and we ended up doing this for ages, and we were up way too late. So that is why I was so tired yesterday, and it was like it was totally blanked from my mind, because I was like, oh, I don't know why I'm so tired. And I'm still feeling it today, so it was a really poor life choice for us to be doing that. I did catch up on a little bit of sleep today, which was good, but yeah, I'm still feeling the tiredness from that. So I really feel like this other new pattern test will be the thing to get into today, because it's quite a simple pattern. A lot of it's just you know, increases and decreases and color changes. There's not like any sewing or anything like that. So I will get into that, and I'll check in with you all after. Hi guys, so I have been working on that pattern test. Are you ready for the reveal? Isn't it cute? It's a little pencil pattern, so cute. Now it is supposed to be two different color grays there, but I didn't have Patty and Bango's plush only comes in one gray, and so I just decided to do it all gray. And this bit was supposed to be tan, which they do have a tan, but I wanted to try it in the white. So perhaps next time I will do a tan one, but it is so cute and it stands up and it's just gorgeous. A little smile. I did make it a bit too close to the join. See, its faces there and the join marks are there, where I should have had it more at the back. So, you know, it wasn't perfect for me, and that was my mistake. Obviously not the pattern mistake. I don't know what I was thinking, but anyway, I'm going to make a few more of these. I actually want to try one in a big size as well, maybe using my Motivera yarn, and I want to make one in my Zaddy Craft yarn too. Because it'll come out slightly bigger than this. So this, I used a 4.5 mil. I can use a 5 mil with the Patty's plush, but generally sometimes I prefer a 4.5, just because sometimes, you know how you get those little inconsistencies in yarn sometimes, and that really frustrates me if I then have a loose part because the yarn suddenly got thin for a little bit. So I prefer to just go down a little bit lower for this one. Yeah, but yeah, you can use a 5 with it and it still works up fine. And I do that when I'm using it in conjunction with the Zaddy Craft yarn, but most of the time I use a 4.5. Okay, I'm actually going to go and have breakfast because I just realized I forgot to eat breakfast and no wonder I'm hungry. So I'm going to go do that, and I will talk to you all after. Bye. Hi everyone, happy Monday. I just thought I'd give you all a bit of a check-in on the progress that I've been making. I didn't check in yesterday, so I'll fill you in on what I did yesterday and then what I've been doing today. So yesterday I was finishing off my pattern test, so I actually decided to make 3 of the little pencils. Aren't they so adorable? Like, how cute would this be sitting on your desk, keeping you company while you work? Like, I think they're so cute. Great for teachers or for kids' first day of schools, or if you're into that kind of Jellycat type plushies. I feel like they're giving a very Jellycat kind of feel to them. I think they're adorable. So this pattern, I'll put the pattern designer up here, and they're going to be released before this video comes out, so you'll be able to get those. I'm assuming they'll be on Etsy, but I'll put a link in the description on where you can get those. I think this is a newish designer, and it's her second pattern, and I think she's going to do a couple more sort of stationery themed things to come as well. So keep an eye out on that. You could probably find her on Instagram. I might pop her Instagram profile in the description as well, so you can find her there. But such a cute little pattern, like, yeah, and not complicated. So I didn't time it, but I feel like it would be quite a quick make. So probably a great little market make. So yeah, been working on that. So this one has Motor Vera yarn and a bit of Burnette blanket, and I used a 6.5 mil hook for that because Motor Vera I normally use 7 and Burnette blanket I normally use 6, so I just went the middle for them both so that I could work them together because I didn't have all the colors in either one of them. So yeah, that worked okay. This one is in the Patty's Plush using a 6.5 and just a little bit of Zaddy Craft in there just to have the different colour grey, because there's only one colour grey in the Patty's Plush. So cute, that one. And this one is super soft, like so nice, like writing out a letter. And this little guy, I just wanted to try one in the acrylic to see how small it would turn out, and it was so cute. And that was with a 3 mil hook. But the only thing that was annoying with that was my eyes. It's kind of, they had a long back on them. I probably could have cut the back a little bit smaller, but anyway, they kind of made it hard to stuff and things. And also the tip was a little bit harder to work on that one, being black and in the smaller yarn. But I still think he came out really cute. So I was working on that, and then I did tell you guys that I wanted to try the frog again in the Motor Vera yarn when it came. So I actually got that worked up. The eyes are a little bit crooked. Looks worse on the camera than it does in real life. I probably still need to work on figuring out the placement for those. But I used a 7 mil hook, and that all worked up okay. So I'm pretty confident that the pattern is keeping to the same dimensions regardless of what size yarn you've got. The only thing that will probably be different with it is people's individual tension, but I guess I won't know that unless I get some people to test it for me. But yeah, it's really cute, but yeah, a little bit crooked in the eyes. It's cuter in person. So yeah, that I did that yesterday. Just that was the only thing I did yesterday. This morning I have been talking to the consignment space because my stock arrived, so they were restocking that, so we're just ironing out a few little things there, and organising someone to pick up my stock that hadn't sold because I was doing a whole refresh this time, because there's a few things that
have been there for a little while that I wanted to completely take off, and then I also wanted to take off some of the stuff so that I could have more of a winter theme. So that's all organized and done, and I've already sold a dash hound, so I'm really glad that I went with those little dash hounds because they are already selling. So that was good news. And then also I have been taking photos of the pencils to send to the designer. So I did that and wrote out my feedback about the pattern. It's actually a really good pattern. I mean, it's quite a simple pattern, so I guess that makes it easier to write out, but yeah, pretty good. Like, she didn't have any mistakes. She's also a teacher, so I think that helps as well. It was really well written and clear, and yeah, an easy pattern to follow and to test. So, and yeah, so that went all well. So for the rest of the afternoon, I would like to get working on this bear, lemon bear, and get them finished. I have some sewing and I have some crocheting to do around this, so that is what I have planned this afternoon. And then I have a few more jobs of a posting about the new stock on social media, and deleting some inventory now that they've swapped them around off the consignment space database. And also I need to send another copy of the photos of these guys to the designer in an email, because sometimes designers like the higher resolution photos. This designer has requested that we send them through email rather than just in the messenger chat, so I'm going to get onto that as well. I think sometimes that's better for them to use when they're putting pictures into Etsy. Yeah, so that's my plan for this afternoon, is all those jobs. I'm excited to get some crocheting done this afternoon because I haven't done any so far. I've been doing all those other things, and I'm going to go for a quick walk as well. So yeah, I probably won't check in. I'm just going to get into the rest of those things and chat to you guys tomorrow. Okay, bye. Hi everyone, it is Tuesday afternoon, and I just thought I would have a little check-in. I haven't really been doing a lot of crocheting today. I had a doctor's appointment in the morning, that went fine, and then I've kind of come home and been just doing a few other jobs and things. My hubby is going away for a couple of nights, so I'm spending a bit of time with him and helping him get organised. Last night I did a little bit more on the bear, and I'll show you some of those. So I got it was a very small amount of crocheting. I got the muzzle made. So I also got the ears done, and then I was working on the eyes, and they're quite a little tiny piece and quite fiddly, and I don't really like the way they're turning out, so I don't think I'm going to use them, even though I have tested them. That's the way the pattern has them, but I think I'm going to try embroidering the eyes. I don't think I'm going to use those ones. They're not my preference. Yeah, so I'll try embroidering, and then if that doesn't work, I'll use those ones. So yeah, I'm going to keep going with the bear. I'm going really slow with it. I think it just is one of those patterns that like, I'm enjoying it, but it's also just like fiddly, and that's something that doesn't work well with my brain. So it kind of equates fiddly to not fun. So I'm going to keep going with that. I just have the hat to go, and the little plate and the little food that goes on it. So and then I just have to put it all together. So I'm really close to finishing. So I'd like to get that finished. If I can sew it together tonight, that would be great. But if not, I'll do that in the morning. And because I need to take some photos and give feedback about that as well. So it does take a little bit of time when you're doing a pattern test to do it properly, not just make it, but also go through the pattern, check all the parts, look for errors. Yeah, so
but I enjoy doing them as well. So, so it's been fun doing that. I'm going to keep going and then I'll see what I get into. Hi everyone, it is Monday and it has been a little bit since I checked in, and I'll tell you more about that in a minute. But I wanted to show you how far I'd got with the lemon bear. So it's actually, the pattern's called Patisserie Bears. I hope I say that right. And they're all based on sort of different desserts, and they're all holding different desserts on their plate. And the one that I'm testing is one that has like a little lemon slice on its plate. So are you ready to see it? How cute did it turn out? Like, look at the little hat. Like, it is adorable. And then like the little back with the tail and the apron tied up. My bow's gone a little bit curly. That's okay. That's happens. I love it. I think it is so cute with its little plate that it holds. I'm so proud of it. It's going to be one that I keep for myself. So much work went into it. One of the things I particularly like are its little shoulders, the way that Laura, the pattern designer, designed it so that it had like little shoulders. They didn't go flat there, like a straight edge. I love the little cakes. So yeah, and the hat, everything about it is just adorable, I think. At some point I'd like to test it in a plush yarn as well and see what it comes out like. Some of the other testers also did some plush yarns, so they looked quite cute. So this will be coming out on Friday the 25th of July. Are we in? Yeah, July. So if you're interested in that, you can you know, grab yourself one of those. I will put Laura's Instagram into this description so that you can go through her Instagram and find, she has an online shop, and I think she sells in one other place as well. She's not on Etsy, so you have to go find her webpage or go to her Instagram and follow the links there. So that's that. So in my last kind of update, I was speaking about how my husband had gone away to see his family for the weekend. Not the weekend, it was the middle of the week, but anyway, he went away for a few days to see his family. And on the trip back home, he got into an accident in our car. Thank goodness he is okay. Okay, he's not injured, thank goodness, but it was a very serious accident. He hit a patch of black ice on the road and was spinning out and got thrown into a bank, and the car went up and almost tipped over. It was like on its side and things. It was quite scary for him, and he was really shook up. And of course, when I found out, I was really concerned and worried. I'm very thankful that he was okay, because it could have been a lot worse. So that kind of happened, and we've been dealing with that, and our car is in a bit of a state, and we're not really sure what's going to happen there. So it could be that we have the car written off, or they might be able to fix it. I'm not really sure at this stage, but yeah, that was a little bit scary. And then basically the day after that happened, we had one of our animals. So I live on a lot of property here. It's not mine, it's a family kind of farm. And we have a really old horse here that is my sister's horse, and because I'm here, I have been feeding it and looking after it as best I can. And on, what day was it, Friday, when I went out to give him his afternoon feed, because my husband had put his morning feed out and I was doing the afternoon one, I noticed that he hadn't eaten his morning feed, and I went looking for him and couldn't find him anywhere. And we have like 120 acres or something like that, and there's a lot of bush and scrub, and he is a horse that is used to getting to roam free on all that land. He just, I couldn't find him, and it got dark, and I was very concerned because he's not the type of animal that likes to miss feed. And then the next morning we got up very early and went looking again, because it had gotten dark the night before and I couldn't find him. And when in the next morning I went looking, and he was at the furthest end of the property, a spot that was sort of flooded out, was kind of not connected, not easy to access because of a lot of flooding in that area. So I found him and he did not look well, and we got him to kind of come back towards our house, and he didn't want to eat, and that's not a good sign. And unfortunately, it was that time for him where he's a very old horse. He was actually like 36 years old, I believe. So it was actually just gotten to that time where he was at the end of his life, and so we had to put him down, which was really sad. Yeah, so it has been a hard couple of days since I last spoke to you, and a lot of stuff going on, which also tires me out, because energy in our body is used for emotional things, so stressful and things that kind of get you worked up can draw on a lot of your energy. And also just searching for the horse, walking around all this property looking for him, was very difficult for me because I don't have a lot of energy at the moment. It's kind of tricky terrain. It's not like when I just walk along the road. So yeah, I was quite tired and worn out. So yeah, that's what's been happening. A very eventful couple of days, and very sad as well, with the passing of our horse. He's not my horse, he's a family member's horse, but I did care for him a lot because I was seeing him twice a day and checking on him, and yeah, so it has been sad, but I'm doing fine, and my hubby did not get injured, which is really good, and he is doing okay as well. Like, he was a little bit sore, as you could imagine, but yeah, no actual injuries, so that was really good. So that is what's been happening and why I haven't checked in since my last post. I did want to show you some of the things that I've been working on when I was sick, because I had talked about running out of time in my previous vlog. So I will show you a couple of things in this vlog, and I think I'll just sprinkle them throughout because as always, I talk too much and make all my vlogs too long. So something I wanted to work on this year was actually learning tapestry crochet, and I found a pattern that looked kind of easy. It only had 2 colors in it, which I think is a really good spot to start with tapestry crochet. So I made this little guy. Oop. So it's not completely finished yet because I haven't attached it to a rod, and I haven't trimmed its tassels yet. So as you can see, this one was a little bit like holy. I made this with Spot Saver yarn from Spotlight, and I used the recommended hook size for this, which I think is 5 mil from memory. It was a little while ago, so I'm pretty sure it was 5 mil. So that's that one, but I kind of thought, I wonder what it will be like if I used a smaller hook. So then I did this one, which is using a much smaller hook size. So I feel like that actually turned out a lot nicer, and I put a little bit of green and blue in this one's tassels, which I think turned out really nice. I'll show you the backs. So I did a lot of, I did do a couple where I just carried the yarn across, but a lot of them I worked it in between the stitches. And I'll show you the back of this one. So that's the back of that one. So that one's a little bit neater. That's from the smile that I've embroidered. And I have used the little eyes because the pattern did that, and I'm going to melt the backs of those and flatten them down. So I think they turned out really cute, and they only took an hour to work up, which is really quite quick. So I'm thinking that could be a fun little market selling item too. That might be a little bit different, because I'm not sure if I've seen any of my other crocheters in my area doing tapestry crochets. So I'm going to give that a try. And then I wanted to try a bigger one with more colors to challenge myself. So I made this one here, which I love, and I'll give you a closer look. So this one still needs some tassels on the end, and of course attaching to a rod, but also I still have some ends to weave in on the back of this one. So that's what I'm going to be doing, finishing those off, not today, but in the future, maybe in a future vlog. Yeah, so that is my little delve into tapestry crochet. I'm still learning a lot of the techniques, and I'm sure I'll improve. All of those, including this one, is using the Motivera yarn, and I'm pretty sure I used a 4mm hook with this one. So if you have any good tapestry crochet patterns, let me know in the comments, or any good tips and things I should know. Yeah, that would be helpful. I haven't yet made one in cotton, so I also would like to try using a cotton yarn and see how that differs from the acrylic, and kind of just experiment. That will be something in the future that I would like to try, is using a cotton yarn. But I feel like the acrylic still looks well, like, you know, comes out fairly well. I haven't blocked these either. I'm thinking that maybe I'll give them a steam block just to give them a better drape. So yeah, see how that goes. And another thing I made while I was unwell in my little break was this cowl. It's a crunch stitch cowl, and I followed the tutorial from Jill at Gumleaf Crochet. I'll take it off so you can have a closer look. Just hold on. So as you can see, that's the crunch stitch up close. I really enjoyed doing this. I haven't done the crunch stitch before, so that was something new I learned through it. And the other thing that I learned through it was doing a single crochet foundation chain. So I knew how to do the a half double one. I think that's what you call them, the foundation chain, where you don't actually chain and you work each stitch at a time. Sorry if I've got that terminology wrong. But yeah, I knew how to do one using a half double. So I used to just start things that I was doing with a half double, because that was all I knew. And now I know how to do one with a single, which is very handy. And I'm pretty sure that I will be able to work out how to do it with a double now too. So I really love doing the foundation chains, foundation stitch chains, whatever they're called, because when I do a chain, I either do them too tight or too loose, and they end up either too tight at the bottom or too loose, and the rest of the stitches don't match up. But when I do it this way, I'm able to have similar tension to my normal stitch, which is very helpful for me. And it's also easy for me. I put like do 10 and put a marker in it, and it helps when I'm making something big like a blanket. So yeah, I usually start my blankets doing that kind of start rather than just a chain start. But also Jill was saying that it actually makes it more flexible too, if you do it that way. So that was something I learned as well. It's not just about how easy it is for me to do it, but there's also a reason why it can also work for the garment as well. So I haven't blocked this one either yet, and hopefully when I block it, it will also be a little bit more flexible. It's a wool, it was a Karen cake, and I think it's a wool acrylic blend. I cannot remember what size cook I used. Go and check that tutorial out if you're interested. Now, while I was sick, I did not have the energy to do a lot of color changes. So I used a color changing yarn. But in Jill's tutorial, she used different color yarns that all kind of work together, and it looked absolutely stunning. So yeah, don't judge my cowl too hard, because they do turn out nicer when you do it like that, or perhaps even it would be gorgeous in just one color as well, because it is such a lovely stitch. So yeah, that was another project that I worked on in my break. So just to recap what we did in this week's vlog, we had the pattern test for Piper the Pencil by Yarn and Blooms crochet, and we made 4 of those. So we had the bigger blanket size, 2 in the Patty's plush, and a little one in the acrylic yarn. We finished a pattern test for Laura at My Crafted Collectibles, and that was the Patisserie Bear. That's really hard to say for me. And we got a couple of my own frog tested out. Still lots to go on getting that worked out and written down, but it's progress. So thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you got some of your own projects done in this week's vlog, and I will catch you all next time. Happy crocheting!